So how much more challenging is this higher rate repricing going to be for Asian central banks? Because one school of thought is that, look, inflation is nowhere near as bad or as much as bad of a problem as it is in the U.S., so therefore they don't need to follow the Fed as aggressively. What do you think?
Well, it is a bit challenging, but actually we tend to agree that Asia central banks, they don't have a lot more to hike, despite the Fed may have a bit more. We think, economy particularly like Korea, Taiwan, the economy is weakening very fast. They are very export driven. The trade data, recently since Q4 hasn't been doing so well. The inflation data actually also seems to be a bit sticky, but the inflation momentum certainly has slowed down quite a lot. Where it could pose a bit more problem is markets like India and Indonesia, because India actually the inflation is sticky, and plus they're more sensitive to the capital flows. So is Indonesia, even though actually their inflation problem is even less of an issue. But these two markets are most likely to follow the Fed a bit more than initially expected.
Well, yesterday, the data told us that Japan ran a record current account deficit in January. The weaker yen was the primary cause of that. Should we expect renewed dollar strength in an environment of a more aggressive Fed? And should we then expect further depreciation pressure on the exchange rates out here? And is that going to feed back into inflation?
Actually, we do think the inflation in Asia already has an element of the weak currency last year. Of course, the currency transformation takes a bit of time, but we're indeed seeing it now. If you look at why Asia, even in Asia, some of the core inflation is quite slow to fall. Indeed, we don't have very strong labor market. So the reason the reason behind it is probably, yes, the currency channel. With regards to the yen, we do also think that the BOJ will have to make further adjustments. Maybe not immediate, not in March, not in April, but in June, we think the YCC, the band for the 10-year, will be expanded again. Indeed, they are under so much pressure, probably the most behind the curve central bank right now.